what is macro? The macro is a fragmented code uh, which which is given the name. So we are having a fragmented code which we had given the name, and whenever the name is used, replaced by the content of the macro, so it will replace the content of the macro. There are two kind of macros, and like what they, one is like object like macro and another is function like macro. So when we say object like macro, it's like this: hash define buffer size, like that. Wherever we want this buffer size, whenever we want, we can use it. We can write it like this. So it will be replaced 1024 at the preprocessor stage itself. Macro is a preprocessor directive. So it will, in the preprocessor stage itself, this will be replaced with the 1024 in the preprocessor stage. So that is one example, and here is another example. We can say hash define numbers. We can say hash define numbers 1 comma 2 comma 3. We can write like this also. So 1 comma 2 comma 3. So what it will do is, this will do is, wherever we will use numbers, this will be going to replace it. So we made one array, and there we are using array. What is the advantage of this is, the advantage of this is, we, whenever we want to increase, we can increase it directly in one place. If we increase it here, it will be directly reflect in everywhere. Anyway, macro, what what major advantage we are getting with the macro? The major advantage we are getting with the macros is, in throughout our program, wherever we are using this constant, it will be same, it will be reflect to everywhere. So we no need to manually go and change. We are having, we can also define a macro which looks like a function, call, and that type of macro is called macro function like macro. To define function like macro, what we do, we use same directive, we use same hash define, but we put the pair of parentheses. So you can see the example here. You can see the example here, hash define. I wrote macro for the minimum number. So I put here parenthesis and passing the argument. In function like macro, we can take the argument. So you may be aware of already, like minimum, we are taking two argument x and y, and wherever we are using this, like this is how we have to use it. So when we are using like this, it will be in a preprocessor stage. Preprocessor stage means before compilation itself. This line will be replaced with like this. So whatever argument we are passing a and b, so a is less than b, and this is ternary operator which we are using. Here we are using three operator, 1, 2 and 3. That's why it is called ternary operator. Here again minimum 1 and 2, so it will be replaced 1 is less than 2. If this condition is true, it will return this. If this condition is false, it will return this. So same way here, see, in the macro we can pass this 2 will become a, this 2 a plus 28 will become the a. So a plus 28 is less than dereference of p. If it is true, we will get this, otherwise we will get this. So this is how we are defining. So why we are talking about macro here is, mainly we want to see the main question is, people can ask you, and I'm 100% sure in your embedded interview, definitely you will get the question like this. You will definitely get the question, write a macro to extract n bit from a 32 bit, or you can get, write a macro to replace n bit in a 32 bit, or you can get a question, toggle n bit or replace n bit, or they can give, make n number of bit is 111, remaining should be unchanged. Or they can say like set n bit, get n, clear n bit. This is the common common embedded practice which we are using in the embedded system during the our professional career. So in interview also this is very widely used, and I am sure you people most of the time you will get this question like how to set n bit. So in order to set n bit and get n bit, you can use the so you people are already aware of how to see this macro is like get extract n bit. So we had already done this thing, but I'll explain it again here. So I use function like macro and get n bit. Get n bit I am passing two argument, one is number and one is number of bit. So what I did, I created first mask, one left shift by number of bit in bracket -1. This will give us a mask, and that mask we are ending with number. So it means wherever we are using get n bit like this, we have to pass the number and how many bit we want. So the number will be replaced here and number of bit will be replaced here. So it will create a mask and it give us a data. Same way I wrote another macro here which will be replace n bit in a 32-bit number. So what we had done is like replace n bit, and this is my number of bit, and replace number means with what we want to replace. Again what I did, I created the mask, I created the one left shift number of bit in -1. This will give us a mask, and then that mask I had did the complement. So once we did the complement, I will show if somebody is not aware of one left shift with number of bit. Consider number of bit is maybe 8. So once we do the left shifting, this will become 0000. It's 32 bit. Now this was one number and we are shifting 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will come one here. And then we'll say when we say -1, so 1 left shift by 8, and when we say -1, so this will become like this. Then when we take the complement of once we take complement, it will become and after that, after taking complement, what we are doing, ending with number. So once we end with number, we'll get only the we'll get remaining end with number, means we are having, consider we have this number. So this will become 0011. it is FE, then 50101 D. Nine. Okay, these two number once we end, then we'll get it. After ending, only this many bit will go 0 and remaining will be come as it is. This we already aware. So now this our number is ready. Now whichever we want to replace. So consider if we want to replace with some new data, whatever our data is, with that if we do the ORing, if we do bitwise ORing, whatever we want, so it will be 000 and whatever our number. So whatever our number, once we do the ORing, only this will be any number ORing with 0 will get number itself, and this will, because remaining is 0 here. So any number over with 0 will get number itself. It means from here to here we'll get the old number as it is in our final answer, and from here to here we'll get this thing. So this will be our final answer. But here one more thing what we are doing is, before doing the ORing, we are ending it, we are masking it. If consider if user given some extra number of bits, that will be removed. You can see here. See here, I want to replace 13 bit, but how many I had given 12 bit. But consider if user given like this. If user given 16 bit, then this may give wrong result. That's why we are doing the masking here. So this you had done already and you already aware of. It is just for, but this question is very important, very common, and I am sure you will get it. So get prepare of all variant of this. Another question is like which bitwise operator is suitable for checking whether any particular bit is on or off. So end operation is suitable for this. Through end operation you can check it. Consider if you are in the last, this question will tell you more detail. But the question is like which bitwise operator is suitable to checking particular bit is on or off. So end operator is suitable. See the next question, it will help you to understand in detail. Consider what we are saying is write a function to count how many ones are there in a 32-bit number. So in a 32-bit number, I wrote simple one loop here, and I took one variable which I initialized, and I took loop till 0 to 31. 0 to 31, I am having 32 bits. What I am doing is I took one number, whatever number user given, and that I am shifting one by one, left shift, and then I am checking whether the LSB bit is 1 or not. If it is 1, I am counting. So like this it will be keep going, and once this loop is finished, I can get the number of 1. We can print in hexadecimal for more visibility. Number. That's all. Simple question. It was remaining in the last session.